secret plan to end the Vietnam War, right?
Right, exactly. As beautiful as his taxes that were under audit that we couldn't
Right,
get to see for like years and years until the Supreme Court had to intervene. Yeah.
right.
No, I mean, but the fact is that anybody would believe any of that. Like the Republicans keep showing us who they are. We should start listening to them. Look
Yeah,
at the House that they just, the term that they just had in the House, the least productive term of any Congress since the Depression. 27 bills. That's it. Two of them renamed medical centers. One of them was about minting a coin.
right.
That's all they got done. But what else did they do? They removed their own speaker. They expelled their own member. They got into kidney punching fights. They called each other whores. I mean, one of them got felt up at a kid show. This is what they've accomplished. This is their record. Why don't we just believe them? Right?
Yeah.
Like they whittled their majority down to basically nothing because they're incompetent.
Yeah,
And the Democrats,
and one of the five was George Santos. So
yes, yes, right.
my
My
God.
God. Who made, by the way, his salary, his yearly salary, his congressional salary, he made in less than a week doing those cameos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if we had 20 MAGA guys from the House and the Senate? Like, look, it would be beneficial for everybody. We would get our democracy. They would get more money by being nonsensical liars on Cameo. And I think it would be a win-win for everyone involved.
Ooh, I'm going to steal that. That's kind of
Please.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if the sheep want to pay you to sing Happy Birthday to your Aunt May, okay, go for it, Matt Gaetz.
Can you
rock that forehead, brother?
Matt Gaetz, absolutely. John Kennedy from Louisiana.
Foghorn Leghorn. That's what I call him.
Hey, I would like to wish you a happy birthday from former Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. I would pay for that. Especially
Let me just lift my teeth back in before I That's so ageist. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't like that.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Marjorie Taylor
that's okay.
Greene.
You're still punching up, essentially.
That's right.
I think
That's right. He deserves it.
He does.
Yeah.
And no, I think that's excellent advice. Frame it in terms of democracy and authoritarianism, and talk about what they want to get rid of and what we want to keep and what we want to expand. I think that is absolutely critical. What are the things, I hear a lot of the times, what are the kitchen table issues? What are the specific things that we are going to do in order to make your life better? And we need to hit those again and again and again, and not get, and this culture war step, let them play in their own yard. Let's focus on the fundamentals, because that's what most people are worried about. Most people are worried about, am I going to be able to pay the rent? Am I going to be able to pay the mortgage? Am I going to be able to afford the insurance and pay the doctor bills and pay the groceries? Those are the key things that people are concerned about from day to day. Unlike you and me, they don't usually immerse themselves in politics and Twitter and the cable news channels from minute to minute every single day. They're living their lives, and they're doing their thing, and they're being with their families. And they want to know how they're going to be able to keep that going. And that's the answer that they need to get from Democrats.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, speaking again of kitchen table issues, that is everything. And then you have to scratch your head and think, what kitchen table issues are MAGA Republicans or MAGA talking? What? I'm literally like, oh my God, I don't know. Is saving my gas stove like literally a kitchen table issue? I don't think that's it. It's like saving my gas stove, or my grandmother with diabetes isn't going to have to pay for insulin or her heat. Yeah. So it's like, and again, eventually this messaging is going to have to get through. And I think it does find a way. And I think that what we saw in the elections that we just had in November, particularly as it relates to Moms for Liberty and particularly as it relates to issue 1 in Ohio, I think the majority of voters across the spectrum, because a whole bunch of Trump districts in Ohio voted to enshrine reproductive rights into their state constitution, which is, not really that surprising, because what you said is so true. Like, Americans really, they're not in the weeds on this shit. They just want to know, is this going to make my life better? Or are
Yeah.
you going to start restricting my freedoms? Like, I like
Yeah.
this democracy thing. Are you telling me to vote for having less votes? Like, I
Yeah.
don't think that's what I want. And that message is important too. But I think overwhelmingly Americans are where you said. Just, I don't want the crazy. I don't want the chaos. I'm not going to get in the weeds on all these policy things and
Yeah.
blah, 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 castle intrigue. I just want to know, am I going to be able to pay a medical bill? Is it going to crush me? Is it going to destroy me? Am I going to lose my house? Like, what's the plan for my kids, for the planet? And with Gen Z, these messages are particularly important. They need
Yeah.
to know what you're going to do for them. That's what motivates them. And so we got to talk about it a
Yeah,
lot.
we absolutely do. That's the Democratic kitchen table. I think the MAGA kitchen table is got like fiery red designs and carvings of Baal on the legs. This kind of big, ornate, evil-looking thing. That's how I envision it. Anyway.
And they've got the gingerbread man cookie from Shrek, like
Right.
nailed down, and
Right.
he's like, Lord Farquhar is like,
that's right. It doubles, the kitchen table doubles as a ginger man torture table at the same time. Yes,
which is so MAGA.
Yes,
so MAGA.
It is. Lord Farquhar for president. I can totally see that. After Donald Trump goes away, he's next. Yeah.
But Ron DeSantis definitely leans more Lord Farquhar. But
Yes,
he's not even really.
I see that because he needs the high heels. He needs the platforms in order to.
And he's got little man syndrome for sure.
Does.
No
He
offense
does.
to little people. I'm 4'5'4". People think I'm much. I don't know why they think I'm taller, but I'm not tall. So
Well,
I get it.
No, I completely understand. So, no, I think those are excellent areas to focus on, and we just got to emphasize that again and again because so much is on the line here. I do have to ask one question before we finish up, and that is, how did you get in front of that podium is on your image for you? Are you effing kidding me? With JoJo from Jerz. How did that take place?
I mean, coolest thing in the world, really, like really kind of fun sort of bookends to this story and my journey, I guess. I was invited, one of the times I was invited, which is now I'm kind of rounding the corner on my fingers how many times, which is like crazy cool. But one of the times I was invited, we got a tour
Cool.
of the White House itself. I mean, I've been in like the decorations for Christmas, but we got to see some of like where the sausage gets made. And
Cool.
I was thinking, there's no way we're going into like the press room, right? Like, well, there's no way I would die. Like that's like Willy Wonka. I don't even know, like meeting Santa. And
Totally.
like, oh well, I don't know, maybe. And they were kind of being coy about it. And then all of a sudden, we took this little turn into this little tiny room. And I instantly started crying. Like such a kid. And so I was invited to join all these other people who have, larger voices out there. And the only reason that they wanted us to join them was because they wanted to just present, what they're doing. They weren't paying us. Like, I'm not a paid DNC shill or any whatever that shit. But like they wanted us to have accurate information. It wasn't a campaign thing. It was just about the administration itself. And we got a little extra perk by getting to walk around. And so when I stood there behind that podium, knowing that I wasn't doing that for a job, but that my dream was deferred in many ways, but it sort of found its own way to that place, differently, but wonderfully. And I'm so grateful for it. It was a really cool moment.
In 2023, that's what happens to a dream deferred, is it ends up on the internet and becomes an internet superstar. That's what happened to you, JoJo from Jerz, and that's why people should go online to @JoJoFromJerz on Twitter, JoJo.fromJerz on Instagram and Threads. That is JoJo.fromJerz, and they should go to their local podcast platform, whatever one they choose to listen on, the one you're listening on now, actually. And listen to Are You Effing Kidding Me with JoJo from Jerz. JoJo, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your humor, your persistence, and your valor online. It is much needed and much appreciated. And thank you for being with us today on Facepalm America.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for all you do to support my little endeavor as well. And thank you for your voice. And thank you for being in this fight, because it takes it, like somebody once said, it takes a village.
It does.
So
It truly does. And thank you for being part of that village. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, too.
Thanks so much for listening today. I want to thank Ace Elson and Rosabelle Hine for being the producers of this program. Again, you can go to facepalmamerica.com to get more information about the show, to listen to past episodes, and connect with us on social media. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other platforms where you can do that. It helps grow the base of our show. And until next time, enjoy the day.